Tonight's weather is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, proudly serving Southside for 20 years.
Relationships, they are the most precious and important thing we have in life. An uncorrected or improperly corrected hearing loss negatively affects each and every one of those relationships. Did you know that you have hearing insurance benefits available to you? At Ashbrook Audiology, we are the region's go-to providers for benefits from affordable hearing care, true hearing, and many more. Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter, Martinsville and Danville.
All right, welcome back to your newscast here. It's Dustin Staples at the Weather Wall with your forecast today. And of course, it was a very, very cold Christmas for a lot of us. And most of us woke up with no power, like I said earlier in our broadcast as well. But of course, something else we do want to know, again, stay patient. Electricity should be restored later on tonight. And these temperatures are not going to be as cold as they were earlier over the Christmas holiday. We saw some single digit temperatures as well as our lows dip below zero. We had wind chill factors as low as -17 reported here in the city of Martinsville. Our friends in Rocky Mount got us -11. So again, we kind of fortunate we're able to stay out of the cold, but again, it was pretty cold this past weekend. And again, tonight, not as freezing cold. And so the good news with this is that we're not going to see a duration of single digit overnight low wind chills or single digit lows anytime soon. Something else I want to quickly note about is that our winds are calm tonight. So that is going to be the perk of this, because we see calm winds out there. We're going to see our temperatures just drop like a rock because the clear skies allow that to happen as you're doing anything out and about too. So if you're doing anything this evening, do know that it's going to be not as frigid, but it's still going to be rather cold to say the least, as overnight lows are staying in the 20s with those clear skies at night. You may have to break out the wind, not the wind scraper, but the wind scraper, excuse me, the windbreaker out there with that too, and your windshield scraper. That's the word I was trying to say. So I'm getting a little tongue-tied today, but it's okay. You have a few days off, your brain's trying to get back. You're like, what are you doing again? Oh yeah, I do the weather. Duh. Anyway, so as you're moving on ahead to our next slide here, you begin to see a lot of that sunshine is finally back with us. And I was nice enough to give us a 9 out of 10. After the cold start, that's because of that. But again, it's nothing like we were a few days ago with those temperatures in the teens and 20s. And yes, we're going to have a wind, but this time it's from the southwest. We'll have a southwest breeze pick up for us as our temperatures are going to be right around normal for a change. Something I haven't been able to say for quite some time now, 50 degrees. If you saw us last time here, we saw an overnight low of 5. Look at that. We're well above that 27 degrees. So we're running about 4 degrees below the average low there. So we should be right around 30, 31 for the overnight. Again, with those southwest breezes moving into effect with plenty of sunny skies. So if you're making some plans out across some of our other areas, if you're making up towards Rocky Mount, maybe you're heading up towards the Piedmont, or not Piedmont Triad, but across Southwest Virginia and Southside Virginia. We are considered the Piedmont foothills of the mountains, as we like to be described as too. Again, temperatures for our friends in Rocky Mount there coming in at 50 degrees, 49 there in Ferrum, or 48 there. Our friends towards Ararat and Metazodan, Patrick County, Claudeville, Stewart, Patrick Springs area coming in the lower 40s, low to mid 50s. So a very nice afternoon, of course, maybe doing some of that jogging, get some of that exercise in. If you got any exercise things for Christmas, get out there, get the kids, let them have no excuse to be inside tomorrow. Again, a little breezy, but not as windy as it was earlier this weekend. We'll see those wind chills stay sustainable. There we go. I'm trying to get words in a pickle there, but anyway, we'll see those temperatures stay normal for a change. Calm winds is out there, nothing drastic. So get out there, ride your bikes, ride your scooters, ride your four-wheelers, whatever you got for Christmas, go ahead and take advantage of them, because we're going to see plentiful sunny skies as you're making some things out and about there. And again, a lot of you are asking, is this normal? We're near normal. So you're wondering what the heck that was this past weekend. It was all part of a polar vortex that split in the atmosphere. So of course what happens, we get these dips in the jet streams. We'll see the polar vortex drops a lot of cold air here for us. That lingers for a short amount of time. So that's the beauty of living here in Southside of Virginia. We don't get these extreme Arctic outbreaks that last for such a matter of times for us, for many of our hometowns as well. So that's the perk of that also. So let's go ahead and move on now to some snow photos. Before we get to that though, a lot of you are going to be happy to see this. I know for those of you wanting to see that, Luis is a fan of the warm weather. Not much of that cold air, not anywhere on this map. As you see here, we're going to be running about almost 10 to maybe 20 degrees above average for the East Coast. Meanwhile, here locally, we're going to be running about maybe 5 to 15 degrees above that because we're forecasting some highs well above the 60-degree mark. For this upcoming weekend, we'll see that gradual warm-up persist for a majority of the U.S. Again, our friends out towards the Pacific West there's a little cool snap that's taken apart, but that's nothing to be drastically so. If you're heading home for travel, of course, the airports and Amtrak stations are going to be very, very crowded. So pack your patience as you're going home. Maybe you want to stay on the East Coast because we're going to be so well above average, except for friends in Buffalo, New York, where they picked up almost 25 inches of snow in under 24 hours. So for folks up there, if you're heading up towards New York, western part of New York even, you're going to be dealing with a lot of snow. And again, elsewhere, there's going to be some snow locally here in Virginia. If you head uptown towards White Top Mountain, or better yet, go towards Grayson County, just outside, they're picking up some ski resort country. So if you want to do some skiing, that is the best place to go. You see our snow photos here. I was able to do some digging. Again, we got snow, not here, but again, for our friends towards Arkansas, this is Centerton, Arkansas, just about halfway between Fayetteville, Arkansas, and of course the border of Missouri. So if you have family out that way, some of the photos again, thanks Aaron for sending me these photos. As always, we always love seeing your photos. I had to do a lot of digging because this next one here, again, from Aunt there in Nashville, she is an avid watcher of BTW21. So shout out to you and thank you for doing your research on those photos, by the way. This is her front porch out there. You kind of see the apartments and the condos out there picking up about 1.5 inches of snow. She said that was out there on Friday morning. She picked up that snow, and you see the front porches and things, well, I would imagine, were pretty icy and a little snowy out there. So not many snowfall for us, but we did get, we overheard that there was a lot of water main breaks that took place. So if you're one of those people that lost your water, you know, count yourself if you didn't lose yourself water lucky there, because a lot of that activity took apart for the majority of our area because of the sub-freezing temperatures and the sub-single-digit lows at night. We kind of dipped below freezing for quite some time. So I know a lot of you want that snow, and right now the forecast models are not in agreement for snowfall anytime soon. We have a ridge that's going to be building out to the west. That's going to be moving our way. Then we'll have a trough that's going to develop out towards south of California. That'll move its way up towards our area, giving our neck of the woods some of that cooler weather, maybe later on in the month of January. But of course, for those who are avid watchers of seeing the I believe it's the Christmas Story, the animated Christmas Story, not the one where the guy shooting his eye with a BB gun, but the A Winter Christmas, I think it is. It's got Heat Miser and Snow Miser and that. And so right now we're going to be in the midst of the Heat Miser guy because we're seeing a lot of warm temperatures for us right now. Like I said, we're running about 10, 15 degrees. We'll be going towards the new year too. And so just keep that in mind. We're going to most likely going to see another round of some cold weather, not anytime soon, but as you're making your way going in towards after the first week of January, after the new year. So stay patient. We have, again, wet weather moving on in. It's going to be in the form of rain instead of snow. So if you're having any plans to go up towards New York City or maybe up towards somewhere else, just do know that you're going to need that rain jacket. Take care. We have a lot more coming up.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.
Hey, my name is Joyce Renee Watkins, and the reason why I chose chiropractic was because I was having some issues with myself, and chiropractic really, really works. New clients to come in, we are running a special right now where you can actually come into the office and have an exam and 7 different types of x-rays for $49. And then we will get you back in the next day and we will actually treat you, and we can let you then what your insurance covers. Now you're getting 7 x-rays and an exam. And the x-ray machine here is top of the line, and Dr. Zentmeyer is really good. He can really read some x-rays. So I encourage everyone to come. We're located in Collinsville. Our address is 3652 Virginia Avenue, Collinsville, Virginia. We're across from Fenders and beside Walgreens.